Welcome to Let's Go to the Movies, Movie Talk. I'm Mark Laser One, and thanks for tuning in. And in this episode, we're gonna do a spoiler review of Scooby-Doo, Batman, Brave and the Bold. Okay, and you know this is an animated movie, cartoon. Warner Brothers, DC got together. And you got Scooby-Doo and Batman Brave and the Bold. So, let's get this started. Opening the movie was the classic chase and trap that the Scooby-Doo movies do now. Where they start off with them basically in their case before they start a new case of the new movie. So in this one, they was, getting ready for their classic little thing, Shaggy and Scooby running from whatever the ghost was. And then all of a sudden Batman jumps in and try to help them out and so on and so forth. But what they found out later on, that they was being tested. It wasn't an actual real bad guy. They was being tested by Batman and some of his friends, who's part of this this group where they take some of the top detectives from the DC universe and bring them together as a team to solve mysteries. That's right up Mystery Inc.'s alley. So they bring them along to join the team. And first of all, I was shocked to see that Martian Manhunter was gonna be in it, and the Chimp Detective. I wasn't expecting that, so that was kind of weird. And then you go to the opening credits, and the opening credits was cool, man. I like the way Brave and the Bold had that dun 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 dun. So if you really like Brave and the Bold, you're gonna like this. I mean, this is straight Brave and the Bold. I mean, this could have just been a regular episode of Brave and the Bold, really. For those who like that particular cartoon at the time. And then they had this little opening battle with the Riddler, and he had Catwoman and Killer Croc and Croc, and a couple others, and he brings in Aquaman in the question to help him out. And you think it was just a regular old opening battle. You know how they do, you start off with a fight, and then that's just to open things up, and then you move on to something else, but as a part of in this opening fight, you need to take really need to pay attention to, because it's gonna come back later on, and you just have to check it out. But it was cool. And so Batman and the question, they roll off, and cause they had a meeting with their mystery friends, and they left old poor Aquaman by himself, because he's not a detective, so he's like but it was funny. And then then they get to the meeting, and it was funny how Velma, because she always trying to figure out stuff. They in Gotham now, and she said, well, she nailed it down to 6,052 people who could possibly be Batman, in the city of Gotham. So she's trying to figure out who Batman really is. That's funny. And so when they get to the meeting place, we see that Black Canary's in it, Plastic Man in it, and it's not that I don't like Plastic Man. I just wish they were more elongated man, because he's a better character to me. He's a more serious character. He has his moments, of clowning around too, but still, he's better than Plastic Man in every way, as far as a detective, a fighter, a hero, every way. And you don't see much of elongated man anymore. I'm glad they finally put him on the Flash series, but you figured that they would probably do that sooner or later because elongated man did start off as Flash's sidekick in the comic. So anyway, moving on. They was trying to decide what's going to be the next mystery they're going to try to solve, and then the emergency came up in one of the warehouses, so they going to go and check that out. A current mystery. And they get to the warehouse, right? And they said, okay, Batman said, well, we're gonna let Mystery Inc. take the lead on this. So what should we do? So Fred is the classic splitting up the group to find clues, right? So they split up the team and everything, and Fred gonna go one-on-one with Black Canary. Man, I laughed, man. That was so funny, man. Man, it was so funny. So, they all split up and how it goes. It's a typical Scooby-Doo. They gonna split up, find clues. Then somebody gonna run into the ghost and whatever the boogeyman is at the time. And I was wondering, man, because first of all, the ghost got this weird name, Crimson Cloak. And when they first walk into the warehouse, at the beginning of walking into the warehouse, Batman started hearing voices and stuff. Somebody calling a name in a ghostly way. So that was kind of weird. But Aquaman is like they took a page. Like this particular Aquaman is like he take a page from Warner Brothers cartoon, like Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam. How they don't have no kind of weapon, right? And then all of a sudden, they just come out of nowhere and they got a mallet or a bat or something, So I noticed like when there's no fighting going on, Aquaman don't have his trident, But when he needs the trident, it just comes out of nowhere. I said, cause I was like, I'm so glad this Aquaman don't have that trident. And then all of a sudden, here you go. He using the trident. I said, where'd that come from? That was so funny. Anyway, so, things happen, and then later on they go their separate ways and stuff, and the kids, they sitting in the diner and stuff, and Bullock comes in. I said, Bullock. So he comes in with some cops, and they accusing the Mystery Inc. Accusing them from destroying the warehouse and everything, and he trying to bring them in for that, and then Batman walks in and he said they didn't do it, get out of here, you don't make me have to call the commissioner and stuff. And then, Bullock, he said something like he always do because he don't like Batman. He like, I'll be watching, all this stuff. They in the diner, right? So Batman looked at Bullock and said, you need to go, but come back when the donuts are fresh. That look on Bullock's face, man, that was so funny. That was some funny stuff, man. I'm telling you, this movie is crazy. This movie had me laughing the whole time. Batman, he having flashbacks to stuff. And they had Professor Milo was in it. And I'll tell you, man, they kind of went deep in this thing. Because they wound up going to Arkham. And they wanted to catch up with a couple of villains. I ain't going to say who the villain was, but they wanted to talk to that particular villain. Because they felt like he had the answers to the case that they was working on. And man, I'm gonna tell you what, when they got to Arkham and somebody like cut the power, and when you cut the power, there's open up all the cells and stuff, and you had villains running everywhere. Man, they had Clock King, they had Scarecrow, they had King Tut, Scarface, Deadshot, Harley, Mr. Freeze, Mad Hatter, Ivy, Bookworm, Two-Face, Penguin, Shoot. The kids mess around, Scooby and Shaggy, they mess around, got into a food fight. Had the Joker was in there, man. It was funny, man. I mean, they had all kinds of characters running around Arkham, chasing the kids, and it was just crazy, man. It was crazy. Then for some strange reason, they went through Arkham's cemetery, and they come to find out that somebody was trying to set them up to where they was the one that was committing the crime, the Mystery Inc. kids. So anyway, it ran into a car chase, if you will. So they got Scooby driving, man. I'm tell you, woo, man. I'm telling you, you talking about some craziness, man. This mug is driving, and Batman talking about some. What did he say? He said turn left, and Scooby turned right. And he don't know direction, do he? Daphne said, duh, he's a dog. I said, man, that's so funny. Oh, man. And then they ran into Blockbuster and Bang, man, and that was crazy. How they got rid of them two. And then next thing you know, they still in the car chase. And man, now they being chased by Joker and Penguin. I said, man, this whole movie, man, was just one crazy thing after another. Then they wind up back at the Batcave, trying to figure out some stuff. And then Batman decide, he and Aquaman gonna put an end to all this. So they gonna go and try to put an end to everything. And back at the Batcave though, they kind of get a big clue to what's really going on. The kids do, and once they found out what was really going on, they was gonna head back and let Aquaman and them know what's going on. Batman and Aquaman. So Batman and Aquaman, they confront the villain, and then we find out that there was this big mishap here. They hooked up with Question, and for some reason Question started not acting like he normally would act, but Aquaman pointed it out, but Batman was like, and then come to find out that it wasn't a Question, it was somebody else. I'm not gonna say who that was. So it's not a complete spoiler. I'll leave you a little bit to work with, so you'll watch it and not know all the answers. But it turned out to be a pretty good movie. You get to see a weird version of the Bat family or the Bat gang, or what. I let you see for yourself. I ain't gonna reveal nothing on that one either. I'm not even going to reveal who the main villain is, but it was refreshing to see one of the old school villains of Batman being the main villain, because they try so hard to get somebody, one of his newer villains to be the main villains in some of these movies. And it's good to see when they go back to like one of his original four, as I call them. One of them being the top villains. But I ain't gonna say which one it is. I'll let you figure that one out too. So really, like I said, it's animated. There's not really a whole lot to really talk about other than it being a basic Scooby-Doo and a slash basic Brave and the Bold cartoons just mashed together, pushed together. So, like I said, if you like either one or both, you're gonna love this movie. I love this movie. This is a great movie. I give it an A+. Will it make my top 10 for 2018? I don't know. But it was a great movie. I enjoyed it. And I'm hoping that they'll do another one down the road, somewhere. Or bring somebody else into like a Brave and the Bold, like another one of Warner Brothers cartoon, maybe Johnny Quest or somebody like that. But this was a great movie. Like I said, A+. The people that did this movie should be proud of their work, because this is a great movie, and we congratulate that effort. And hey, I highly recommend watch this movie, Scooby-Doo and Batman Brave and the Bold. So until next time, we will see you at the movies.